What is going on, everybody? It is your favorite YouTube content creator, the Salty Bastard, back here again, delivering the savage friggin' truth, as only the Salty Bastard himself could do. Well, you guys, today is really not for me to get into fear-mongering or anything like that, but more or less to tell, I think, some uncomfortable truths and maybe tell you some bit of realism and to, I guess, just in general paint a realistic view for what the future might look like. Will AI steal your job and have the rules of the game changed? You know, guys, we got a beautiful day out here. I can't get over this. What a hell of a nice day out. Kicking it old school here. Anyway, guys, I think AI is going to displace a lot of jobs. I really do. And at the risk of sounding like a hypocrite here, I have used AI sometimes. I don't think it's all bad, but I do think it's going to have a lot of bad. And I do think a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I think it's going to create a lot of disruption in this country and maybe worldwide. And I think it would be naive of us to not completely see that. So, I guess, how do we prepare for this? And furthermore, have the rules of the game change? And I would say, yes, the rules of the game have changed, you guys. So let's first talk about how the rules of the game have changed in regards to finding employment. So, it seems like corporations are getting into layoffs at rates we haven't seen in a long time in this country. Excuse the train in the background, you guys, but layoffs are at a level that we have not seen in a long time in this country, and corporations have no loyalty towards the everyday person, and I don't think corporate America has had loyalty towards its employees for decades now. I think it's been that long, and so I think that we have to get over that notion that corporations care about people and that job stability is a thing, because job stability, you guys, is no longer a thing. And to further that, go on any Indeed job posting and look at the things that corporations are requiring of applicants for even just entry-level jobs. Just absolutely stupid requirements for entry-level jobs that pay, $45,000 a year. And I'm not knocking those jobs. I'm knocking the employer for having such unreasonable requirements. But here's the thing, though. They can get away with it because of the amount of applicants that they get and that they're still going to continue to get. And this is a dangerous game to be played, you guys, because if you rely on these corporations these days, it's just as risky as it is starting your own business. So you've really got to understand that the rules of the game in terms of hiring have changed. So not only are you competing with other human beings now, but you're constantly competing in general, because now you're going to compete against robots now too, you guys. You're going to compete with robots, of all things. And I think that that is a scary thing to actually consider. And it's a scary reality to face. But really, is there any way around it? There's a whole new level of competition out there, you guys, and it's not going to change. I think that the idea of careers, as a lot of YouTubers have talked about, is in and of itself going to change. So if I were a young person nowadays, or even an older person who is reaching the end of your career, I believe you have to have a plan, and you have to understand that the world is changing and that the world is going to continue to change, and the notion of careers is going to change as well. So I think it's very important to keep up with the news. It's important to keep up with the times, and it's important to understand that you may not have your job anymore and that you may need to make a pivot. And I have a lot of empathy for those people that are going to go through that here in the coming years. It's not going to be an easy ordeal, especially if you're an older person. But much less that, even if you're young and coming out of high school or college, I feel especially bad. And I think that for those of you that are thinking about college, I really think that you need to think long and hard about that, because the reality is, you guys, a lot of the jobs that you're probably going to college for are are probably going to be at some point replaced by AI. So before you go to college, I would really do some hard research and a long list of days where you can just think about what you really want to do with your life, and you really want to think if that investment is going to pay itself back over time in regards to a college degree. Because you know what, you guys, I think that a lot of academia is in denial about AI replacing jobs, and I think that they are going to try to sell you a degree that you may not even find useful once you enter the workforce, because a lot of those jobs are going to become obsolete or they are going to be replaced by AI. So a couple of things to take from this, you guys. Yes, the rules of the game in corporate America have changed. No, there is no job security anymore, and no, a business or a corporation is not your friend. And the day that things become cheaper and more efficient in regards to AI and how the jobs are done, you're going to be replaced. And so I think that it is important to acknowledge that now and to understand that that's going to be the reality for a lot of people. So for those of you out there, I'm simply encouraging you guys to make a plan in case of the worst. Now, I'm not acting like this is easy or that this is going to be something that everybody can do. What I'm saying is make a plan now. Start planning for the worst and start having a backup plan in mind in case your current job doesn't work or your current business doesn't work. I would definitely start making a plan and looking to see what the new economy is going to look like, you guys, because honestly, the way that we are doing things now is only a glimpse of what the future is going to look like. And I fear that a lot of people are going to be negatively displaced by AI. And I feel like those that are going to lose their jobs are going to suffer mental health consequences, which, again, I have so much empathy and compassion for that. But the trouble is, though, is that there's going to be a mental health crisis in this country, which I assume there probably already is one. But for the sake of this, I think this is going to get a lot worse with this displacement of jobs. So I think you could understand how to play the game differently. And again, having a backup plan, you guys, is what's going to probably save your ass in the end if you do have any type of backup plan. And I think that relying on a typical job is no longer a safe bet anymore. So you are going to have to learn how to make income outside of your job. And it's very cliche to say have multiple streams of income. And I hate those YouTube influencers that act like it's an easy thing to do or that it's just as simple as a couple of steps, but that is going to be reality in the world, you guys, here pretty soon. You are going to need other forms of income because these jobs are not going to be secure anymore. And honestly, I don't know as though if they were ever secure to begin with. So anyway, you guys, that is my 2 cents. The salty fucking bastard, you guys. This salty middle-aged bastard trying to make you understand the new rules of the game. So I guess in closing, you guys, I think it's pretty important to understand that you got to have a backup plan, and I think you've got to start seeing the reality of the new market and how the world is going to work going forward. I think you're going to see some things that are scary, and we're on scary times here, you guys. And again, this is not to be fear-mongering. This is to give people, like, I think, a little dose of reality that they may need, because the world as you know it is about to change, and you have to change with it in regards to how you look at it and how it's going to serve you in the long run, because it's going to be tough for a lot of people. Be well, be good. The Salty Bastard here, over and out.